Welcome back. Now we're going to shift over to NTD Business Matters. We have Don Ma here with us. Don, what's new in the business world today?
Yeah, so a lot happening actually today, and I'll start right away because we got to get started to get through all the things that's happening. So first story here I like to talk about is about financial woes, and this is for another big discount retailer. Big Lots announced today that is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and the retailer blamed several economic factors for the move, including, of course, high inflation and as well as high interest rates. As part of the filing, private equity firm Nexus Capital Management will take over. It's going to take over nearly all of the Big Lots stores and business operations. The 57-year-old company has secured over $700 million in fresh financing to keep operating and to pay employees and vendors. Big Lots is in the process of closing roughly 300 of its 1,400 stores across the United States, and the company said that more store closures could be coming. Big Lots joined a growing list of well-known retailers hitting financial turbulence as customers cut back spending on non-essential items. Okay, so Wendy's is serving up new leadership, apparently. The company announced that Nelson Peltz has stepped down as chairman. He oversaw the fast food chain for nearly 2 decades. But Peltz Triumph Fund Management is Wendy's second largest shareholder. The firm still has 2 seats on the board, and earlier this year, Wendy's welcomed a new CEO, Kirk Tanner. He's a veteran of PepsiCo, and he says that he plans to invest in the mobile app and advertising to reverse a sales slowdown. Now, global accounting firm BDO has been accused of breaking international rules. It helped the Hong Kong government liquidate Next Digital. So Next Digital is a company run by Jimmy Lai, who is a vocal critic of China's Communist Party. The 2 US-based directors of Lai's company filed a complaint with the British government. Next Digital included the popular Apple Daily newspaper. Meanwhile, an independent newspaper critical of the app, that's also what Next Digital is known of. So the Hong Kong police raided the paper's offices in the wake of the Hong Kong protests against the communist rule. Jimmy Lai was arrested and jailed the day of the raid. Now, Google is heading to court today in Virginia, and the government says the company stifled competition in online advertising technology. Prosecutors allege that Google used acquisitions and manipulation of ad auctions to dominate website advertising tools. Google denies this, arguing that it's just building its technology and that it's competing fairly. The company says prosecutors ignore how the ad market has shifted to apps and connected TV, where Google faces strong competition. If the judge rules against Google, she could later decide whether the company must sell off Google Ad Manager. And this is the key ad platform, and research showing that Google's ad tech tools made up $20 billion, or 11% of its 2020 revenue. And Rupert Murdoch's control of News Corp is being challenged. Hedge fund Starboard Value has filed a resolution to end the dual-class share structure. The structure allows Murdoch to have 40% voting stock in News Corp while only owning a fraction equity stake. Starboard made the move after the media tycoon stepped down as chairman of News Corp and Fox. The 93-year-old has been locked in a legal battle to ensure his son Lachlan gets control after he dies. Starboard says there is no reason to extend super voting rights to Murdoch's children. It said that if the board refuses to listen, it plans to take further action. Also, investment bank fees are expected to jump 20% this quarter at Citigroup. That's what CFO Mark Mason told investors. He said the gains are from mergers and acquisitions and debt capital markets. Citi beat Wall Street estimates on profit for the second quarter, driven by investment banking, markets, and services. So Citi expects that the U.S. economy to achieve a soft landing if the Fed cuts interest rates as expected this year, but Mason noted clients with lower credit are increasingly unable to make payments. Former President Donald Trump is proposing an American sovereign wealth fund. Many other countries have them, but Western governments generally do not. Here's the story.
Why don't we have a wealth fund? Other countries have wealth funds. We have nothing.
Donald Trump was at the Economic Club of New York last week. He proposed an American sovereign wealth fund. That's an investment fund owned by a national government. China, Norway, and Saudi Arabia all have them.
We'll put tremendous amounts of money through all this money that will be taken in through tariffs and other intelligent things, and we'll have the greatest sovereign wealth fund of them all.
Trump says he'll use the money to build highways and airports. It could invest in manufacturing, advanced defense capabilities, and medical research, or pay down the national debt.
The typical kind of country that would have a fund would be, wealth fund would be either highly commodity driven, for example, like Norway or Saudi Arabia.
Economist Peter Earle says these countries are usually small. They're also very focused on commodities like oil. Their funds are mainly insurance policies in case the future brings unwelcome changes. Western countries like the U.S. generally don't need them.
We have a very diversified economy. We have commodities. We have businesses. We have goods and service businesses. We have access to a lot of other nations that we trade with on very good terms. We're the issuer of the global reserve currency.
A sovereign wealth fund could be contentious. Politicians may disagree over where to put the money.
How quickly is that going to get politicized? Where Republicans could say, hey, we want to use all of that. Or Democrats could say, hey, we've got our list of goals.
Financial advisor Brian Kuderna says a fund may be useful, but he warns of conflicts of interest and wasteful spending. He says it's important that the fund have clear rules on how the money will be raised and invested.
And falling prices in China could impact the rest of the world. Last month, core inflation hit the lowest in nearly 3.5 years. Various policies have been issued to try to boost spending. For example, a $40 billion shot to the financial markets did little to spur consumer confidence. In fact, industry data revealed that card sales fell for the 5th straight month in August. Pressure for more policies is even coming from a prominent figure now. In unusually strong comments last week, China's ex-central bank governor Yi Gang encouraged efforts to fight deflation. Now let's talk about Apple today. It introduced its new watch, phone, and gadgets, and its Glow Time stream today. Take a look.
The next generation of iPhone has been designed for Apple Intelligence from the ground up. It marks the beginning of an exciting new era.
The iPhone 16 has a vertical camera lens and a customizable quick action button. The company says its products have better lighting and is integrated with machine learning, and the upgraded Apple Watches are available in black with brighter displays when glancing at an angle. Apple highlighted health and fitness as well with sleep app monitoring and bands made from titanium for scuba diving. The watches start at $399, and AirPods 4 come with active noise cancellation. Apple says the volume changes automatically depending on when the environment is noisy or detects when you're talking to someone. The devices are available on September 20th. And the Toronto International Film Festival welcomed Angelina Jolie over the weekend, along with her new film, Without Blood. The film is adapted from award-winning Italian writer Alessandro Barrico's novel of the same name. Let's see what that excitement is about.
Angelina Jolie received the TIFF Tribute Award in Impact Media Sunday. Her new film, Without Blood, a thoughtful drama that illuminates the horror of war, made its world premiere the same day at the festival.
I've never seen a film like this, and ever since I read the script, I knew it was a very special project.
Jolie made her screen debut as a child alongside her father, Jon Voight, in 1982. Since then, she has acted in over 60 films and produced almost 20. Without Blood is her 7th time in the director's chair.
I'm really proud of her as a director in this movie. She's very warm and kind. She knows how to listen. She's very sophisticated when it comes to film.
Filmed at Rome's famed Cinecittà Studios, the film is set in the early 20th century, starring Salma Hayek Pinault and Demian Bichir.
And now that I've seen the film completely, it's a beautiful piece of art.
NTD News, Toronto, Canada.
And a quick mention of markets before we go here. Bounced back today after poor performance last week. Now, the Dow is up nearly 500 points, 1.2%. S&P is up 1.1%. The Nasdaq also up 1.1% today. Nvidia up 3.5% today. Chipmaker ARM also up 7%. And with that, all the major things happening today in the business and financial world. Back to you, Chris, Fiona.
Don, what do you make of this latest Apple update?
Yeah, you know, I was just watching their event earlier. A lot of cool things that personally I am interested in was announced. For example, Apple Intelligence, as well as in addition to that, it was visual intelligence, where you can just use your phone's camera and point at an object, and apparently Siri or ChatGPT, it can tell you what that is or what you're showing it. So a lot of interesting things. I'll just mention this one.
Yeah, you know, I was looking at they have writing tools. So basically you're typing and then they can suggest things to change. You can have it rewrite your text messages or your emails or anything you're writing anywhere in the phone. Pretty interesting, this Apple Intelligence, but this is their first device with Apple Intelligence to my knowledge. And I wonder, like, how soon does it get creepy?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm a little apprehensive of such integrated Apple Intelligence, if you will, in the phones in all aspects. You know, before I feel like in the older iPhones it was really just things like autocorrect, but now it seems to be a lot more prevalent in everything you do on the phone. And I don't know how I feel about that. I will say the pink is really nice though. The new pink iPhone 16, I do like that.
Okay, we can agree on that. But I'm in the same boat with you, because if I'm receiving an email from someone, now I'm questioning, did the person write it or artificial intelligence write it? That's my concern.
Right, and pretty soon it might be like, is this a real person that I'm emailing, or is this artificial intelligence? I mean, who knows what happens? I mean, maybe we could be talking to robots sooner than later.
Scary thoughts.
Don, thank you.
All right, thanks.